Coach would like to open with a statement, and then we'll open up for questions. And people on Zoom, raise your hand if you like to ask a question. Coach.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. Great, unbelievable pitching performance right here by Lauren Krings. Competed the whole way through. Probably one of the best outings that she's ever had. And I knew from the very beginning, from the first inning, when we were hitting the ball hard and we weren't generating a lot of swings and misses, and we were really controlling that strike zone, that things were going to be more in our favor. The only thing I'm hoping is that we're going to get that clutch hit when we have runners in scoring position, and we really did. And Kara here really capitalized in that opportunity to be able to get us on the board.
Questions? Anybody on Zoom with a question? Oh, we got Ben. Ben with a question. Ben. All right, we'll jump to Natalie.
Hey, Coach, can you just tell me kind of the feeling of getting that win, especially after, just a few days ago at Alabama dropping that series and then able to get this big win today?
I mean, it's a playoff game, so obviously the stakes are really high. There's a lot of emotion coming off of the Alabama series, obviously, and how one of those games ended. So there was a lot more, I would think, in terms of paybacks, just from a personal standpoint. But you're in playoffs, and you're playing for tomorrow, and they competed their butts off. All the way through. I think the energy was outstanding. The dugout was phenomenal, and they really play a huge part in our success in keeping us in the ball game and passing on information. But it feels great to continue to advance. But it obviously feels a little bit better getting this win here.
Let's try Ben again.
Hey, Larissa, you haven't allowed a run in 2 games. When your pitching is like this, what does it do to your entire team and what you're capable of?
And you're not supposed to talk like that, Ben. So it's like you don't break up the no-hitter. It's great. Our teams are designed to peak at the end of the year. And you could feel that this was happening and transpiring. And when the pitchers have such great command and control, you're going to see less runs on the board because they have such great control. They're keeping them off balance. They're working both sides of the plate. And it allows our offense to try to get things to happen. When our pitching gives up runs and the ball's being hit hard, it puts a lot of pressure on the offense. And at this level and going into the playoffs and this level of the SEC championship, you can't expect that you're going to be having double-digit hits and scoring a lot of runs. So for our pitchers to do a great job to give us an opportunity to get runners in scoring position, to manufacture some more runs, it just takes the pressure off of everybody.
Question from Chris.
Hey, Lauren, big layover for you all in between games. How did you kind of stay prepared and obviously, gear up for the performance like you did?
I just kept long tossing and just warming up, and then we eventually went and did some hacky sack. So that's we obviously gotta keep it fun, but just getting up and not just sitting around, basically.
And then when did you kind of start to feel it? Did you know in warm-ups that it was kind of going to be a good day, or did you kind of have to feel it out?
I knew it was gonna be a good day right when we woke up. Like, we had that mentality even on the bus driving here that we're going to say, this is going to be a good day. We're going to come out here and swing and just do the best we can and have fun. So I think we all knew it was going to be a good day.
Question from Natalie.
Coach, how would you describe your team's performance at the plate today? Obviously, great pitching day, but managed to get that in the 6th, what you needed.
Overall, from the very beginning, I knew in that first inning when we were hitting the ball hard immediately out of the chute that I knew it was going to be a good day. And Fouts is tough. She's one of the best pitchers in the country, if not the best pitcher in the country. And she's so good when she gets batters to chase the ball out of the zone. And when we maintained that discipline and we weren't chasing the high pitch, then I knew that we were seeing the ball and we had a real good plan and we were sticking to that plan.
Sarah, for you as well, what was kind of your mentality, going up against Fouts again today?
I just kind of wanted to help my team, help Krings any way I could. So I was just looking up for good strikes and hitting the ball hard.
You could probably tell them what we talked about at third base.
Yeah, being selective when I actually swing at good pitches, good things happen. So
Question from Chris.
Coach, you kind of get to come full circle here, facing Tennessee tomorrow. Obviously, started SEC play with them. It was a while ago, but what are you kind of looking for different this time around?
A lot. I mean, I'd like to see a couple wins in the win column, that's for sure. We are a completely different team than we were back in March. I mean, it literally seems like it was years ago that we played them. Again, they're very strong too. They're playing very well right now, and we just really need to continue to do the same things. Swing at good pitches. I think what we have going in our favor is they just had a long game today. That's tiring, that's exhausting, but it was the first game of the day, and I know that they're going to be fresh tomorrow. But again, we need to control what we control, and we got to play Mizzou softball, and that's swinging at good pitches, getting a good pitching performance, and solid D. I mean, I think the 2 games that we played here, some of the defensive plays we've had have been some of the best. I mean, how many times do you see a fielder take a bounce off of a pick and roll off of an umpire and still make a diving catch in foul territory? So we just got to keep playing Mizzou softball.
Question from Ben.
Lauren, your coach told us going into this tournament that the difference in this team was that you were playing like yourselves again and that you felt like yourselves again. What does that feel like to be yourselves again and to have the momentum roll?
It feels absolutely amazing. Just knowing that we can joke around and mess around. Sorry. But we just mess around and dance in the dugout and just everyone's just smiling all the time. And it's amazing to have that feeling and just that energy in the dugout all the time and on the field.
Question from Matt.
Larissa, is this a little bit sweeter after the way that Alabama game ended over the weekend with the unreviewable home run?
I mean, again, it's a playoff game, so it keeps you in the hunt. We're here to win championships. I mean, that's what we set out to do, and we're going to fight like crazy to give ourselves an opportunity. So, yes, I would much rather continue to advance in playoffs. I wouldn't want to win 3-game series and then come out here and be one and done. The biggest thing about that Alabama series, and it's really any game, I want them to have an opportunity to win every single ball game. I want it to be decided on the field. I don't want it to be decided because of a missed call, because of a missed opportunity. I want the players to be able to make the plays in order to have an opportunity to win. So losing the way that we did, and who knows if we would have won or lost, it wasn't coming down to the accurate call on the field. And that's really all I want for them, because then they know they trust the process and they're going to go out and have a great time and compete.
Question from Justin.
Yeah, Larissa, obviously you guys have been hot for a few weeks, and I know you're concentrating on the next game, but when you get wins like this, how much are you thinking about what it means for Sunday and what it means for the NCAA tournament?
A lot, absolutely a lot. And I think that's where Game 3 against Alabama stung a little bit more, and that's how competitive this conference is. I mean, it's unbelievable where we go out and we win, and all of a sudden we go from 8th to 4th, and we lose one game, and we go from 4th to 8th. That's how competitive it is. So that's where it stung a little bit more, where if we had that Game 3, what it could have done for our playoff chances. And it's just that you want the NCAA to look at how we're doing towards the end of the year to give us the best opportunity to put the best resume when the final show is up there and they're looking at all the teams. And hopefully they look at us as one of the top 16.
And then just out of curiosity, do y'all practice the pick and roll off an umpire?
Game doesn't care, right?
You stand in as the umpire, right?
Never. I would lose that battle every time.
Question from Eric.
Coach, by the fact that you just played Alabama, did that help in the short turnaround preparation, just knowing the fact you just saw them and, really could have won the series as we've talked about and really have a comfort level in a way?
Absolutely. I mean, it's the familiarity. When you're familiar with a pitcher and you've seen their best stuff. Game 1, Montana Fouts, I've never seen her throw better than she did against us. She was unbelievable. She dominated us. We were able to scratch a run. She really gave us a run with the bases loaded, but we put ourselves in the situation to have bases loaded. So when you feel that confidence and you've seen someone at their best, then you know what adjustments you have to make to be able to capitalize. And they did that from the very beginning. I mean, we were not having a lot of swings and misses. And when I watch our team offensively and we're not chasing the ball and we're not swinging and missing, then I know we have an opportunity to be able to square some balls up.
Any other questions?
So you talked about, selective hitting. Montana has a really good rise ball. So what did you tell your team, after the 3-game series and coming into today about watching for that rise ball and how to kind of lay off of it?
So they spent yesterday and today looking at their previous at-bats. So from both games that we faced on how she pitched each individual and where was that ball, the pitch, looking like a ball. So then they can recognize exactly where it was starting to be able to eliminate it. She doesn't have a drop ball. She doesn't have a dominant drop. So if the ball's up, it's just going to continue to go higher. So it's being able to recognize at what level that ball needs to be able to eliminate it.
Yeah, absolutely. So, you hit today. So how about you tell me, like, what kind of your mindset was stepping into the batter's box knowing about the rise ball?
Yeah, so I knew she wanted to get ahead early, so we were looking to jump on that first pitch, and she did get me on her rise ball the first at bat, but then the next two, I just looking down, and you can kind of tell out of her hand if it's going to be a rise ball or not. So it's just kind of focusing on not getting the rise, trying to get in the back of the box to see it longer too.
Right. I think you made a great adjustment. They say you fool me once.
Yeah.
So.